Hey y'all, it's Crystal. What do we got going on? I think I'm gonna start a little vlog because it's December, which means it's Christmas Evil. Yeah, so we're starting our readathon, and yeah, I mean that's the vlog, right? So I vlog for a few days and see where it takes me. See where we go. So already here in December, I've already finished a book that wasn't on my Christmas Evil TBR, but it was on my December TBR. So I'm excited about that. That was December Park by Ronald Malfi. I loved it. I might do a little, you might see a wrap up or something before I get this vlog up. So I won't talk about it here, but anyway, I'm rambling already. So I'm finishing up one book that I carried over from November. I'm almost finished. I'm very close to finishing. And that's The Nightmare Room by Chris Sorensen, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So I want to finish it. But then I'm going to dig into The Vessel by Nevill. I think this is going to make this my first pick for Christmas Evil. I got this one chosen for the Black Christmas prompt, and I'm excited. Start off with kind of a short and sweet book. I think will be good. I just love this cover. So yeah, December's here. It's cold here in North Carolina, so it definitely feels like December. It's Friday now, so it's December 2nd. So got the weekend coming up, so I'll do some reading, do some Christmas stuff. Maybe I'll get the tree up this weekend. I don't know. We have a Christmas parade we may try to go to tomorrow. I'll take you along if we do. But anyway, let's just start this vlog off. It wouldn't be my video if my son wasn't humming in the background. So I'll catch you the next one. It's a bit rainy, but we're here at the parade here in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I'll show you a little bit. All right, so just a little check-in because I'm getting some holiday cards. So I thought I'd share a few of them with you. So every year I don't know, we've been doing this for maybe 5-ish years. I don't know, several. But I'm in this this little small horror group on Facebook, and we're all ladies. So we're a bunch of women that talk about horror. That was started by an old friend of mine. And so every year about this time it started out as like a Krampus card exchange, and so we send spooky Christmas cards to each other, basically spooky holiday cards to each other. So I've gotten 2 so far. One that's really awesome Krampus. It's like a print, and I'm thinking that the sender made this woodcut, or at least someone did, and she purchased them. I don't know, but look at that gorgeous like lino cut or woodcut. And then on the back, of course, it says Gruß von Krampus. So Krampusnacht was just yesterday, December 5th. Today's December 6th. So I hope you made it and survived. And I got one today. It was more of a cute one. Look at that one. Look how cute he is. Oh, adorable. So I got that one. And then I got another not from this group, but my friend Belle sent me this one. I thought I'd share it because it's so cool. I have Season's Creepings. Isn't that sweet? So Belle is someone that I've met through books, and we both like horror and K-pop. And she sent this really cool, I'm thinking it's a bookmark, so you put the big end in your book and then the little end flops over your page. It's a gorgeous flower. Almost like a clover, I guess. Isn't that beautiful? So yay! So I love getting my creepy cards every year, and I'm sending mine out also to my ladies and some other folks out there if you get one from me. So just thought I'd share that. Okay, so the lighting's probably a little harsh because it's 5:30 in the evening and it's winter time, so it's dark, and I want to film a little bit so I can kind of wrap this vlog up. You know what I'm saying? So kind of a wishy-washy vlog. Not a lot of footage probably, but but it's okay. It's the first week of Christmas Evil, so bear with me as I get into the groove of it. So we went to the parade. We started off Christmas Evil this week, and it's been just a blast so far. I'm just having a great time with it. We did our watch party for Black Christmas, which I was able to tune into, and that was awesome. I loved doing that, where you can have the little group chat while you're watching it. It was so much fun. I enjoyed the heck out of that. Kelly and I watched a couple of Christmas themed episodes, TV episodes. We watched a Christmas episode of the Addams Family, the old black and white Addams Family show, and then a Christmas episode of the Golden Girls. How fun was that? I did miss the Christmas Evil watch-a-thon, or not watch-a-thon, watch party, because my son started basketball, so I had to go to basketball. But yeah, missed that one. Hoping to I won't have the video before tomorrow, but we're watching. I forget what we're watching now, but anyway, we're watching something tomorrow night, and then Kelsey has scheduled Ginger Dead Man for us, and maybe something else come up. I don't know. We got all kinds of fun. I'm just having a good time, and I hope that you are too. So let me talk a little bit about what I've been reading, because I haven't actually talked about what I've been reading. And I finished a few books, so let's talk about those, and then I'm going to wrap this up for the week. Okay, so I started out the month, and I finished December Park by Ronald Malfi. Now, this technically wasn't on my Christmas Evil TBR, but it was on my December TBR. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about it here, just because. But I loved it, actually. I really enjoyed this one. It's a really good coming-of-age story. If you like coming-of-age, add this to your list for coming of age stories. It was really good. Got a group of teenage kids who are kind of a smallish town, that whole thing. Some kids have been going missing though, and they're like, well, starting to happen a little more regularly, and eventually one of the kids is actually found murdered. So these kids really just delve into trying to investigate on their own, trying to find out what's going on. Is there a killer? Who's the killer? All that good stuff. The main kid, I really liked. His name was Angelo, and like I said, there was about 15 or 16. I can't remember how the age, but right there in the teens, and it takes place in the 90s. I got 90s vibes were amazing in this one, and he lives with his dad, who is a detective, so he's really involved in the case, of course, of all the missing kids. And he also lives with his grandparents, which was just a really great dynamic. His mother had passed away, so there's definitely also, of course, he's dealing with grief, with his mother being gone, and then as the kids start missing, sometimes it starts hit closer to home and that kind of thing. So it's gosh, maybe something is going on, all that kind of good stuff. So oh my gosh, I'll talk about it maybe a little more later in an official kind of wrap up. But oh man, I loved it. I really loved it. I thought it was really good, and I finally have read a Ronald Malfi book. So yay. And yeah, I was excited. I liked it a lot. So anyway, thought I would talk about that. And another book that technically wasn't on my Christmas Evil TBR, but I wanted to talk about it because you could definitely use it for a Christmas Evil prompt if you're still kind of looking for something. But I needed to kind of read this one because it was on my Indie Accords, Choose Your Path TBR, which I kind of had been slacking on, and I got to the end of December to read 2 books that I have left on that. And so I said, I'm going to start right here in the front of December and just knock this one out. It's not super long, so I can get through it. And that's The Nightmare Room by Chris Sorensen. And when I tell you I loved this, I loved this book. I really did. Now, I had heard great things about this, and it is part of a trilogy. I heard about great things about the whole trilogy, particularly from Rachel over The Shades of Orange. She just raved about it, several years ago now, when she read it. So it's been on my radar, and so, oh man, I'm so glad that I finally read this book. It has one of my favorite tropes where somebody comes home, they've moved away from their little small town, but now they've got to come home because of circumstances, right? I love that. So we've got here, a man is coming home because his his dad has turned ill and has been kind of moved into this home with his mother, who has dementia, and it looks like his dad's probably headed, in that direction too, as far as, not being able to take care of himself and things like that. So he's come back home with his wife after the loss of their son. So again, we've got some grief, running throughout this story, and so he's going to they were planning on, a change of pace, a change of scenery after the death of their son, and think, well, maybe we can just come home. We can live in my dad's house for a little while, kind of thing. Yada, yada, yada. It ends up they can't live in this house. They have to move to a farmhouse that, the dad had purchased. And one thing leads to another. We got dual timelines going on here. There is something in this house. And, man, it is so good. It is not just a haunted house. Like, there's more going on to here. And I don't even want to say anymore because you just need to read it. It's really, really good. And so it will definitely work for the prompt, your Krampus prompt, I think. Like, book about like a creature. It could definitely work for a haunted house prompt too, though, the Christmas Carol prompt. Because it does feel like a haunted house book. But it's got more. It's more to it. Secrets and all that, family secrets. Anytime that's involved, it's not always going to end very well. So that was definitely in here too. So I loved it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And we learn who the Messy Man is, because this is the Messy Man trilogy. I love this book, and I'm definitely going to put the rest of the series on my list for next year, because I've got to figure out where this goes from here. Because I loved it. 5 stars from me. And then finally tackling my Christmas Evil TBR is The Vessel. This is by Adam Nevill. And I love this. I love this too. I've been having, December has just been started off with a bang for me. I really enjoyed this. Definitely folk horror here for sure. And man, this is really, it's short, so I don't want to say too much, but we have got a woman and her young daughter who she's kind of split from her husband, who we find out really is abusive. Actually, I was hoping to do a sort of content warning for spousal abuse, because it is in here. So just a heads up really on that. It's not necessarily like on the page, but it's discussed. Okay. So the mom is, trying to kind of, get her life back together, and so she's like a carer type of person, like a caregiver, as her profession. And so she starts this kind of new gig working at this house, and it's called something, the Yrsa's house, which is this sort of big sweeping kind of house. And there's this basically a crotchety old lady that lives there named Flo, and learn all about Flo. And she definitely seems pretty mean in the beginning, and she's not very nice, and it just goes to some places. I flippin' loved it. I had a great time with this book. I think so. I've read this one now, and I've read Last Days by Adam Nevill. I think he really captures that kind of atmosphere of, what's the word I'm looking for? Dread, I guess, is maybe the word I'm looking for. Capturing dread and like, holy hell, that feeling of, God, what's going on here? I'm a little scared, So I'm impressed with this. And he really packed a lot in this short story. In this novella, it's not even 200 pages, I don't think. 159 pages. So yeah, it really packs it in here. And yeah. So I'm using this one for the Black Christmas prompt to read a book about either dark magic, darker black magic, or the occult. Absolutely, this one fits, and I would definitely recommend it. It's really good. So yay. I think that's it. I have another book actually that I need to talk about, but I didn't bring it up here with me. I guess I can talk about it without it because I just finished it recently. And that's the Undesired by Yrsa Sigurdardóttir. And yeah, you guessed it. I like this one too. Now, I didn't love it, but I really did enjoy it. I had a good time with it. And it's a really good, thriller, kind of mystery thriller type of story. It involves actually another kind of separated couple. We've got a man and a woman who have been divorced for a little while. They've been divorced for quite a while, though, actually, and they have an 11-year-old daughter. And the man in the story is he works. I don't know, it seems like it's kind of almost like a social sort of service type program, something where he's investigating this this facility that was operating in the 1970s, and it's for sort of like boys that were they were sent there because they did something, or like they're on the edge of like being like a full-time criminal, but maybe this seemed like to scare them straight, or that kind of thing, and but I guess sort of like where he works is they're investigating to see if like the country or the city or whatever they're living would owe them any kind of reparations because of anything that may have occurred during that, maybe like abuse or anything like that. So I guess there was a history of in a couple of other these types of facilities, and so like I said, this guy is he's kind of gets followed into this investigation of investigating. So we definitely. All that to say, we've got a multiple timeline here. The 1970s timeline where we are at the facility. We meet the people who are running it, some of the boys that are coming through there, and really our main perspective is from a sort of young woman who is working there. She's like cleans and cooks and that kind of stuff for the boys, and sort of it's kind of what's going on, and we get it kind of more through her lens. And then, like I said, the more modern day story, the investigation of what happened. Was anything sinister happen? Was there abuse? And all that kinds of good stuff. There's more here, of course. There's twists and turns, and I had a really good time with this one. It definitely is winter vibes, because this is an Icelandic story. It takes it's by an Icelandic author, and it definitely takes place in in a cold time. There's mention of snow and not having enough clothing to be warm, and getting dark early, that kind of stuff. So definitely good for winter vibes. So I used it, of course, for the reindeer ride prompt to read a book in translation. It is a translated story, and I had a good time with this. I just thought it was fun. I say fun, but I kept turning those pages. It is a bit of a slower build, but not too crazy slow, I don't think. I mean, you definitely get information that you need, I think, to kind of really flesh out the characters and flesh out the story of what's happening in that past timeline, and again in this more the present day timeline. So yeah, I just had a really good time with it, and I would definitely read more by the author for sure. So that's my reading so far here in December. I feel like I'm missing something, but if it is, I'll talk about it in the next vlog. How about that? So next, I don't even really know what I want to pick up next. I'm not really sure what I'm in the mood for. I'm kind of itching towards Snow by Ronald Malfi because I haven't read December Park by Ronald Malfi. So maybe I'll pick that one, but I don't really know. I don't really know what I'm in the mood for next. So we'll see what I end up reading next. I'll catch you in the next vlog to let you know what I'm into. And yes, I'm going to just wrap it up here. I feel like I'm rambling. So I just really just a thank you to everyone who's been participating, because we've had a really good response, and people, participating and showing their TBRs and doing the photo prompts. I did do my candy cane stack on the on Instagram of my red and white stripes. That was fun to put together, and yeah, so looking forward to the other photo prompts and our other events that we've got coming up. Kelsey's got some really good things planned for our holiday party. Again, a reminder, that's on December 17th. It's going to be basically almost all day, so pop in when you can. And yeah, I'm going to say goodbye here. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I always appreciate the time that you spend with me here, of course. And until next time, I'll see you in the next Christmas Evil vlog, okay? All right.